Good afternoon. Welcome to another live conversation, Leadership Shaping the Future of Well-being. Today, we are together for yet another candid conversation on mental well-being at work corporate. Yet another story of another company that is ready to share its perspective to mental well-being and its journey that they have taken so far. I have here with me two distinguished representatives of Bechtel India. I'd like to welcome Aruna Vaidhya and Mr. Murty Udandarao. Thank you so much for being here. Just allow me a bit to introduce a bit more about yourself, and then we can go ahead in a much more candid and live conversation together, discussion around mental health. So I'd like to introduce Aruna a bit more. Aruna currently serves as the Deputy Project Manager of the Rio Grande LNG project at Bechtel India, New Delhi office, where she leads a multidisciplinary function. She has 35 years of industry experience in front-end engineering design and 29 years continuous service with Bechtel. She has been elected as the Bechtel Distinguished Technical Scientist for Electrical Equipment Design, and this is one among the other awards that she has been receiving. Mr. Murthy is a construction operation manager and environmental safety manager, health and manager at Bechtel India. He possesses 28 years of industry experience and he has been with Bechtel for more than 22 years. He has been awarded, among others, other awards at Bechtel Global Recognition Programs and Leaders as Leader Plus. I welcome both of you and I'm very happy to have you today in this conversation. So how are you doing today?
Very good. Thank you for a
Awesome.
nice introduction.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having you here. I will start with Aruna. Is it okay that I call you Aruna? I should call you ma'am.
Aruna is perfectly fine, and that's what everyone
Thank you so
everyone
much.
calls me at Bechtel. So
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much, Aruna. So let's go ahead. I know you have just returned yesterday from a long trip, business trip, and must have been quite busy. And thank you so much for giving. It's overwhelming actually to see leaders giving time to mental health. I have witnessed myself the change that has come from before COVID, where conversation around mental health and time given to mental health was absolutely very minute in overall, not, I mean, I'm speaking in general, but it's overwhelming to see that really mental health has taken the attention and leaders like you are giving time to talk, to push the agenda and to change the surrounding around how we talk and how we generate conversation around mental health. So thank you for being here, Aruna. It's impressive to read. You have been in industry construction for more than 30 years, with Bechtel 29 years. How is it to be a woman on site in construction and engineering firm for so many years?
special to talk about mental health. I think that's the primary driver for whatever you deliver. I have been in the industry for quite a long time, I should say. And when I graduated from the college, I never thought I would land up in an industry which is, I would say, quite complex in the way it
Mhm,
runs.
mhm,
Bechtel's journey has been, I would say, quite exciting in the terms like Bechtel is a 127 years old company and it has its global presence all over the world.
mhm,
And I joined Bechtel India almost, as you said, 29 years back. And the kind of projects that you do here, they run from mega billion dollars project, whether it's energy or it's power or infra.
mhm,
So being a woman and joining such a company has been very rewarding. We know that we do have our special requirements. Being a woman is not easy all the time, in the sense when
mhm,
you do such leadership roles and then when you have to strike a balance between your personal and professional life, it
Mm-hmm.
calls a lot to have a healthy state of mind, because that's how you can deliver. So the journey was quite exciting, it was quite challenging, and it can only be successful if you have support all around you. So I have passed through the same stages which every young individual would be going through, that you have to balance your personal life, your kids are growing, your career is also
Yeah.
growing, career is equally demanding. And then you really aspire to do a lot in your life, because once you know you pass out with such good degree college, and then you want to contribute both to the organization and to the society, and doing such projects. So I would say the journey has been quite interesting. There has been ups and downs, as always with every individual. It's never perfect, but yes, when you have right people around you, no, so you can see the things going in the right direction.
Awesome.
So one thing which has always helped me, being a woman, I always got the right mentors, I should say. So there have been stages in my life, where I wanted to vent out, whether it is growth in your career. So if you're surrounded by the right people, and if you have the judgment, like no, with whom you can connect, I think that has really helped. So being a woman, things are always demanding, whether you are at your personal front or in the professional, you have to deliver. So when you come to the office, you are for the office, and when you are at home, you have to really distinguish between your personal and professional life. So I guess everyone has their own journey to frame up, but it's how, as I said, you connect with people, your networking, your relationships. I think that really helps. So I would say this is one mantra, I would say, like in the sense, my seniors have supported me. I think it's where you have a comfort zone, you can speak to others. So I think it's being in a right, healthy state of mind is the key. And I think you have to be surrounded by the right people. So whether being a woman or a man, I think everyone goes through the same phases and same challenges. But I guess the projects that Bechtel does, or wherever you are, I guess, so things are quite demanding. It's not that, as I said, I'm leading this project. I started my career as a young engineer. I have traveled all most of the Bechtel offices, many sites, cross country experience, dealt with different cultural background people. So you do get anxious at times when you're dealing with people. Even if your supervisor changes, at times you feel like no,
Yes.
you need to again do that kind of no, alignment
Yes.
with the project requirements. So you go through all those situations, but that experience has been really good. So I think, as I said, uh, striking that balance between
Absolutely.
is something that has really helped. So yes,
It's,
many experiences, but yes, I think it has
I,
been.
it's absolutely different to work as in a profession where you are in your desk and at 6 o'clock, 6:30 you go back home, and of course you deal with your personal matters at home, and it's completely different to be on site, to be traveling across, and at the same time taking care of the family. Absolutely challenging. Should have been some good positive culture there while striking the balance in personal level. Should have been some good part of culture of Bechtel that has retained women like you to be there to promote. And I saw that. I could feel that when I visit the Bechtel office. I could notice that support towards women and handling them with care. Those, I mean, the number of women that was there was very amazing. Thank you so much for sharing with us your experience as a woman being in an industry like Bechtel. So I would like as well just to set the tone for the audience to understand a bit what is Bechtel, who is as a corporate. If you can give us a brief, I'll be absolutely thankful.
Is a leader in EPC industry. It's a 127 years old company. It's an engineering, procurement, and construction company with its head office at Reston, United States. It is spread, I would say it has global presence. You talk about any continent, we are in Australia, US, Europe, South America, and in India, also we have a big team. And the portfolio of Bechtel ranges from big energy projects to power projects to infrastructure projects. And Bechtel has lost a lot to offer. Like if you travel across the globe, you will see there are many big, I would say, milestones that Bechtel has achieved, whether in terms of infra business or energy. And in India too, also we have big presence. So it's basically EPC company, hardcore engineering, and we do a lot of supply chain, dealing with suppliers all across the globe, and technology partners when it comes to petrochemical projects or even some of the mining and metal projects. So it's an EPC leader delivering projects all across the globe.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Being a global program, I remember in 2021, Adrian and me connected, and we were talking about the global initiative. She was introducing about the global initiative that Bechtel was taking in mental health. So across, there was an interest, and there was a focus on mental health and mental well-being at Bechtel. Of course, it sounds challenging being across the countries, multicultural sites, being on site in the nature rather than on the desk. And I noticed that was a real keen interest to bring mental health on spot. So from 21 years that we had conversation, we then went on. Of course, we delivered mental health first aid training to your corporate, and it was not just about just to make a note that we have 20 people trained, but we really trained a lot of engineers of your office from Baroda to Gurgaon to Chennai. It was amazing to see the real interest on that. So I want to start from there. What is it that pushed the agenda towards having mental health on the spot and really giving it a good attention? Why it really mattered?
Yeah, definitely I can start, and Murty
Yeah.
can chip in. So as I said, like Bechtel is all about delivering projects, and the projects are huge, and I think and the kind of I would say the complexities that have grown with as we are delivering projects with the team members going through extended work hours with this stringent deadlines, the client expectations. So the key is, if you are in a healthy state of mind, you can deliver your best. So that's where I guess the focus on mental health, I think it took it took a priority, and especially I think post COVID, or when this COVID thing, I think that's the time where we started, I think that realization that, working from home culture, like people working in their own, I would say, silos, not interacting with the, other employees. I think that's where the mental health thing, I would say, like from project perspective, I was just thinking, like we had those stages when people were sitting at home and we didn't meet them for so long. And then the kind of studies that were conducted over a period of time, we had this, our sites at different locations, and the stories around the well-being of the craft labor at site, the suicide rates. I think the United States surveys that talked about how people are feeling at site. So I think with all kind of complexities that have grown over a period of time, I guess the mental health, it was on the top of the list. And I think if you, Murthy can talk more on that, on the vision and values now that you started talking about.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's a thing which has come, just like safety and quality, which we talk every day. It's
Yes.
like that. It's always, it's fair to talk about mental well-being.
True.
So a healthy mental state of mind can deliver the best in the whatever we deliver. So that's
Yes.
where the focus on coming back to I would say, a productive team,
Mm-hmm.
no, with a good state of mind, the mental health took a top priority, and over a period of time, I think the journey has started. So
Mm-hmm.
as you said, you have been coming to the office training this, no, the resources in India office. So it's the importance can be seen all over, not just in the home office. If you go to the construction sites, there's a
Mm-hmm.
very well defined program on mental. We have a charter,
Mm-hmm.
and the program that is being put together. So that's the key. I think whether
Yeah.
you hear from our CEO or wherever, I think that's something like, so it's the top priority in Bechtel. And
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
Murty has been leading the show as a corporate extension in India office. And I guess I'm sure he will have more to add on to what we are doing as
Yes.
part of corporate initiatives. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Aruna. Absolutely, Murthy. I will definitely would like to hear about the India initiatives, the movement within the office, the programs that you have all put together, and that's the reason we have put this live conversation. The purpose is to share what we visit many corporates as MHFA India. We have that opportunity. We're really lucky to see how mental health conversations are shifting. We visit many corporates. It's a lot of work done. And that's the purpose we are here together to hear from one another what we are doing, what is working in a type of industry like Bechtel's, and encourage others to initiate, if not, to practice things that you have already put in place and understand what's working, what need to be changed. So I'm all ears to hear about the Bechtel's initiative on mental well-being.
All right. So before going to the discussion, good afternoon, everyone. Most of the time, I spend my time in the job sites. So,
Mm-hmm.
right. So total 28 years of experience and with the company for the last 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
I started my career with Bechtel in the Bowl Power Phase 2 in Mumbai, the Bowl Power. And then after that, I traveled to Turkey to working on multinational like assignment, field assignment. Then again, after that, I traveled to Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm.
So the experience which I gained, again, I came back to India office and worked on a couple of projects from construction department as a construction coordinator. And then again, I traveled to US for 2 projects in US. And then
Mm-hmm.
again, I traveled back to India office to help like construction department in the function, and as well as to expand this business in construction. So then after that again, like so most of the time I'm on rotation basis, sitting in
Mm-hmm.
the India office for a few days and then going to. So it gives me an opportunity. Like Bechtel, one thing is people. People
Mm-hmm.
very very important. The way which you come to the office every day, and whether it is a job site, whether it is an office facility, or whether it is an vendor site visit, or you are going on a business trip to somewhere, the way our policies and procedures, they're very strong. And
Mm-hmm.
then during the implementation also, safety always no compromise. The way
Mm-hmm.
which you are committing to the office or job site, and we expect the same way, because you need to see your family very happily at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? So coming to the mental health, you rightly said, not only we are having our physical health, maintaining all this yoga and exercise, but by looking to somebody, you cannot assume like whether they are mentally fit or not. All right, it is
Very well said. Yes.
until unless you have the face-to-face so
Conversation. I'm
yeah,
I'm
so
so glad to hear that.
yeah,
Mental health state India has done a good job, I
because
guess.
yeah, even though like in Bechtel job sites also we
I
have
think,
some
yeah,
across progress, like if
yeah.
you are coming, if I'm sitting in the vicinity of like one bay, like 4 or 5 people sitting over there, if one person not turned in, then I will look that one like, so why the person has not turned in,
Mm-hmm.
If he, even though he or she, if he come, are you okay?
Okay.
So so just actually these face-to-face conversation will help. So, and I'm so love with this company for one thing, work-life balance.
Okay.
Work-life balance. The way
Mm-hmm.
how you treat, say, like whatever we talk, like safety starts with me. Similar way, the day-to-day, whatever you operate, whether it is an off-site or like job site or within the office facility, it starts with you how you manage it.
Mm-hmm.
And our company is committed to the safety and as well as well-being of the employees,
Mm-hmm.
and we promote all the times like the practices what we do on the supporting of mental health. It is a core strategic principle,
Okay.
and we recognize all those things like mentally. If you keep the mentally workplace as a catalyst, then that supports not only personal growth, professional growth, as well as for the organization success.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
Right?
you touched a very delicate topic, which is so much spoken across media, social media, leadership, the work and life balance. Can you elaborate a bit
Yeah.
more
So
in action? How is that assured? Because many are leading it's okay to work 50 hours, 70 hours, and then there is another school of thoughts that it's not possible, it shouldn't be, and or life and work balance is like very idealistic, it cannot be achieved. Please, Murthy, I would be
yeah,
absolutely happy to hear that.
yeah. So if you look at our company, the thing is the way which we train the people. Our trainings, they're very robust in place.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you have your project deliverables or whether it is at job site or here, and at the
Mm-hmm.
same time we have our standard work week program. Like suppose if you want to extend some extended work hours also, then again we need to talk to our own people within the organization. So how we are going to manage that one, right?
Okay.
And you asked about again at same time like if you ask me, the need of the hour is we have to create that environment. And how
Mm-hmm.
we create that environment, because if you talk about one team, one family, we are all one family. That is the first thing which I
Mm-hmm.
said in the beginning. Like whenever you are coming to office or job site, when you see one of your colleague, if he's not coming and center, just check with their health and well-being, how they are doing it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you asked about the in India office, like what are the different programs that which we are running.
Mm-hmm.
I will elaborate in a detail, but first I will talk about like which you said. Thank you for coming to India office, because you have already trained more than 100 people within India offices for Gurugram,
Thank
Chennai, and
you.
Vadodara, right? So thank you
Yes.
very much for doing that one. But I was not a part of that one. But later on, I get a chance to talk to you, like especially to get that 1 hour briefing session. It's
Yes.
very elaborative. It helped a lot. So for the mental health, actually, we have a like a statement and a vision, and how we do that one, which reinforces our commitment regarding prioritizing the mental health wellness,
Mm-hmm.
because it is already inbuilt. Like we take care of each other, which I said, like, are you okay? Similar, like we take care of each other, right? Asking questions and frequently touching with them.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have within the India offices, we have ES&H subcommittees are there,
Mm-hmm.
where we have our mental health action plan. There is a 7-step plan
Mm-hmm.
in order to place the people with help of our wellness committee. Now it has been merged with ES&H subcommittee. So we
Mm-hmm.
have a dedicated people sitting in Gurugram office,
Mm-hmm.
Vadodara, and Chennai. So we can consult with them. If we have like, they're not the like advisor, but still they you can take the counseling,
Mm-hmm.
right? And also we have 24 by 7 employee assistance program within the
Mm-hmm.
company,
Mm-hmm.
and that is available like around the year. Like not only it is extended to the employees, and it is extended
Mm-hmm.
to the employee families also,
Mm-hmm.
which I have used in one of like when I was there in Kazakhstan job site. It was like, see, the thing is always job sites are very tough in nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Day to day handling all this, because based on the job site location, if you are at remote location, you need to start very early in the morning. Like job site starts at 7 a.m. and you have to be ready by like for your toolbox talk at 7 o'clock in order to make your, so you need to make your pre-arrangements to reach the job site, maybe
Mm-hmm.
based on the distance and everything. Because I
Mm-hmm.
lived in camp locations as well as company furnished accommodation also,
Okay.
right? But living in a camp and you are away from the family, and you'll be having some difficulties out here. But the thing is mental health well-being. How you, because at the end of the day, once the job site is completed, at the end of the day, you need to talk to your family members, right?
Again, yeah.
So once you
We
get
have.
connected, yeah, once you connected, then again, yes, that helps. Even though we have our assignment rotation, like you'll be going on an assignment, it differs from location to location. Sometimes like you'll be having 3 months on, 2 weeks off, or sometime like 6 months on, 2 weeks off. Sometimes you'll be having with your family along with your family studies. So those things. That's why I'm sending like company. We have based on the proportion, like you have that work-life balance, but ultimately it leave it to you how you take it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
so lucky with the company so far. With this company, I could able to visit about 11
Mm-hmm.
countries so far.
Mm-hmm.
There are
Mm-hmm.
so many difficulties, even though you have all. For engineers, we don't need any language, right? You need a
Mm-hmm.
piece of this one where you are going to install. But however, but language barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I was there in Indonesia. Like I was there for 2 years. There
Mm-hmm.
is a language barrier. There was
Yes.
around 3,000 people. How you are going to communicate?
Mm-hmm.
So I was so lucky. I was at the start of the project,
Mm-hmm.
and we made communication. Then we started talking to the people how we are going to make this one.
Mm.
Then we started training of the some of the people, like collected some people identified, and we
Uh-huh.
have converted some local language as well as English tutors. Then
Mm-hmm.
slowly we train them. So when we train like 3 people, when we told them you need to train another 3 people,
Mm.
like that,
Okay.
like keeping that bonding connected.
Yes. 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 Yes.
That's, and another one is coming to the mental health first aiders. Whatever you have trained us in Chennai and Vadodara and Gurugram, like maybe Aruna can add it, like on the project talks whenever they are there. So these mental health first aiders also they're coming into the picture, and
Mm-hmm.
they deliver like how they received the training, and they're the first counselors if somebody's having some issue. Even though they will not be going like through legal or something, but still they can advise us, like if somebody is
Mm-hmm.
having it.
Mm-hmm.
And also thank you very much for the mental health awareness session. Like every time, like each quarter, we used to arrange 1 hour
Yeah.
session, like with your organization to spread the awareness, not only limited to like a group of 50 employees or something, but as per the quarter.
Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure. I'm absolutely grateful to have your trust to contribute to the agenda of mental health in your company, and to and this brings me to my next question. So there is an initiative. We acknowledge that mental health has become very important. How do you maintain the conversation on? This is not a one-day job, isn't it? You train some first aiders, you put there an EAP, then how do you keep this conversation? How do you maintain the mental health being a relevant topic all the time? What
Yeah.
is that
So
investment? Like you said, it
suppose,
was very
yeah,
interesting to see that that are you okay is a question that commonly you do. But how do you maintain that part? And
yeah,
I do know we did together awareness session every quarter to keep up with the knowledge, and but within the community, within all these job sites that you have, how does this conversation trickle down to even the last one to understand and realize that my company takes care of me?
yes. If you ask me, like the thing is like the mental health awareness, like whenever we have our ESNS subcommittee, we attend the project toolbox talks.
Toolbox talk. Okay.
Toolbox talks. So if you
Mm-hmm.
ask me, like job sites, we have different programs. Like we call it as toolbox talk. Once the
Mm-hmm.
toolbox at the start of the shift, like that is a job briefing. What job you are going to handle today,
Mm-hmm.
right? So in that one, like if you have some other permits also required, field level hazard assessment, and we have some other work permits which require to perform your
Mm-hmm.
job, right?
Okay.
So especially on the floor talks, recently we had like Karuna can add it. Like recently we have this like currently for the month of May, It is a mental health awareness month. So
Mm-hmm.
what we did actually, we used to talk to the join with the projects whenever they have their safety talks on the floor. We used to go yes and S subcommittee, and we talk about this mental health awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a program. This has already been there, and we include our mental health first aiders who got received, and they are a part of us and inclusiveness. So
Mm-hmm.
we discuss on the floor talks across all the projects within the India
Okay.
offices.
Mm-hmm.
Can add to that, Linda,
Yes,
like what
Aruna. Mm-hmm.
Murthy just said. So I guess the entire, no, the results of all this is seen on the project. So as Murthy said, so on the project itself, we have two, like see for say for our project, we have this mental health first aiders deployed on the project. So they are
Mm-hmm.
on the project floor. So so
Okay.
so so people on the team, they're familiar that we have this mental health first aiders on the project. And the key here is again, staying connected with the team. I think having face to
Mm-hmm.
face connection. So it's the environment that gets created on the project or the culture which
Yeah.
drives
Yes.
people to open up. So
Got.
so so it's all about how that culture is flown down to the last level. And the
Mm-hmm.
other thing that I see on the project floors is like I think it's all the across the organization. So though we are leading big teams, so it's
Mm-hmm.
not possible for one person to talk to every individual.
To everyone. Truly.
So
Yeah.
we
Very
have a
right.
span of control. Like so a supervisor will have at maximum say 10 or 12 direct reports.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's how it gets trickles down to the last level. So you have a supervisor at a maximum is handling 10 people, and then you have the next level, you have the next level, and then
Mm-hmm.
we have these periodic touch points.
Okay.
So this touch points is where you the connections are maintained. And
Mm-hmm.
these connections I have seen, like when you have this continuous dialogue with your direct reports. So
Mm-hmm.
when a real difficult situation arises, so communication is not a barrier. Like because
Yes.
suddenly if you talk to someone, you will think twice whether I can approach my supervisor or whether I can talk to someone.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have these regular touch points, you have that trust, you have that the relationship already
Built
created.
already. Yeah.
Yes. So I have seen individuals, even in the project, I have talked to a few individuals, so they have been going through some difficult phases in their life. And
Mm-hmm.
it is very visible. So I was reading on the article, like, your mind and body, they're integrated. So
Yes.
if you're not in a healthy state, if your mind is not good, your body will speak. So if you see
Absolutely.
suddenly someone is, is feeling sluggish or some withdrawal symptoms, you will see something is going on.
Mm.
Or if a person is anxious, suddenly I see someone at the printer, no, suddenly the person is running around. So something is going on in the mind. So,
Yes.
so your body will always speak about your mental state. So that's where these connections, our touch point that we say, so they're really helping us. And this mental health first aiders, I think they have got the right techniques and tricks to help us, like how to deal with this situation. So projects as like we do have those discussions, we have those topics being discussed in the project. But as I said, these connections are helping us. And other thing is, as leaders, I think we have to showcase us as role models. Like in the sense, it's good to talk about our own issues at times, because that's where you
Yes.
create that environment. It's okay, like we say in Bechtel, it's okay to say we are not okay. So
Mm.
if you so that's a we always say on the floor, it's okay if you're not okay, just talk about it.
Yes.
And that tickles down right from the top. So we have those training sessions. I think it's the sensitivity and the maturity, I think, that has to be brought in, where an employee feels comfortable to talk to a supervisor or whomsoever the person he feels comfortable to talk to, where you can confide in.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and so you have to, we talked about work life balance. So yes, we try to do a lot of things, but at times, yes, there are situations when you have to spend some additional hours
Yes.
to meet those critical deadlines. But it's how to create some, I would say, some fun moments or breaks
Mm-hmm.
in the project,
Mm-hmm.
that can help you to still maintain your energies, or you know keep the same momentum. So on our project, there are a lot of initiatives that we've already taken up. So we have a D&I committee, which is diversity
Okay.
and inclusion, that
Yes.
integrates with this mental wellness program.
Awesome.
And I think we celebrate every moment, whether it's achieving milestones, it's reward and recognition. So at workplace, I think one of the stress that you can see that people can have generally is, I think when you have career aspirations and you struggle with achieving those career
Mm.
aspirations,
Mm-hmm.
or your acknowledgement of your efforts, or when you're overloaded. I guess these are the various factors which can lead to stress at workplace, and that's where I guess we have to see the pulse of the individual. So I think
Mm.
there are a number of programs which Bechtel has already undertaken. I think, as I said, your quarterly no connections with your employees, talking about the learning and development. So
Mm-hmm.
it's important to have those pulse. I think what the employee is going through, and then help them through. Be a good mentor, as we have got good mentors. I think as leaders we have to now, serve as good mentors to our employees so that they can always come and talk to us. So that's how you break the barriers of all this, no, that any struggles or any, the
Mm-hmm.
complexity the individuals are going through, because
Mm.
this is very important in the projects. Like when you're delivering such mega projects, you have the right mindset when
Mm.
you're delivering those, expectations in the projects. Yes, so a lot of
That's
initiatives are happening in the
that's
projects.
great to hear, and thank you for listing. Thank you, Murthy and Aruna, for listing all these the initiatives. I can see that it has sort of created an impact. People feel comfortable to talk, and here we touch a bit around the famous words that sort of everybody puts the reason why the situation of mental health and mental illness in the country is poor, the so-called stigma. I mean, how does that get shaped in a corporate? How does leadership understand that, there is a stigma associated with that? How do we resolve it? So I heard you say, yes, you have the initiatives, you ask if you are okay. But I'm sure that corporate is a dynamic place. Many people come new. Of course, they come and carry their own knowledge and experiences. How do we keep your alerts on in understanding and picking up the stigma is existing towards mental health, towards speaking up your mind, towards being open with your thoughts and feeling, and how are you looking at addressing it in overall?
Okay. Aruna,
So
let
I,
me add this. So,
go ahead.
thanks, Irinda. So the thing is, last year also we have kind of example like if you look at all the industries,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you talk about construction industry, actually we have witnessed a lot of higher suicide among other industries, right?
Yeah, a lot
So it
of
is actually mental
in the
health crisis.
industry in overall,
Yeah.
we hear a lot of the suicidal cases.
Even though you are having your PPE and everything in place, like safety hard hat, but the
Mm-hmm.
thing is mental illness. It is very dangerous. Like if what is the like safety starts with what is under the hard hat. It is very very important.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're wearing, say you think that on your head is it, but underneath of the safety hat again your brain mapping is there, right? How but you need to keep your brain cool and calm.
Mm.
So
Mr.
the
Murthy,
need of the hour. So what
Mr.
we did
Murthy,
actually.
apology. Can you push a bit because we cannot see you properly on the camera? Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right. So what I said actually safety, like not only it starts with the hard hat, but the safety begins what is under the hard hat.
Mm-hmm.
So we like within the India office, if it's a global initiative, but we have conducted across all the offices for a minute of silence for the construction suicides, why it is happening,
Wow.
and the need of the hour, how it is important to us to create an environment where the employees can be, they feel supported and cared and motivated for the work in order
Mm.
to get the benefit for not only for them, for the organizational success.
Mm. Wow. It's
And
yeah.
also we have conducted a hands of hope. Like we
Mm-hmm.
put a poster, like in order to support that one, we called all the employees like to take their handprint and put it on a piece of paper. So nothing but we are supporting them.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see how conversation around suicide are fading. Most of the people find themselves very shy, embarrassed, scared, not comfortable to talk about suicide. I really appreciate your action of holding a minute silence for it doesn't matter whether at Bechtel or somewhere else in the industry, respecting and acknowledging that there are such events. There are people who choose to end their life under the pressure, though they don't need to. And the action of becoming more aware, reducing stigma, and becoming aware that we can help. There is help available. Whoever is there, whether experiencing such thoughts or knowing someone, there is help available, and there is nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed. And seeking help or asking for help is just the right action to do. So, thank you so much for bringing this example of standing and keeping 1 minute observation and silence for those people. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really touched
And
by what
also,
you mentioned.
last year we have conducted using the prudent brokers for all the employees online
Mhm.
sessions.
Okay.
So from the five essential, what are very important for the workplace mental health and wellness. We have conducted almost 3 sessions on selected topics last year.
Awesome.
So we
Awesome.
will continue that one.
We'll continue that. It's amazing. It's a bouquet of event activities. It's so obvious that the conversation around mental health is live. It's on. I liked when you told me one time that before conducting a meeting and starting the meeting, there is that question that are you okay to do this meeting? It's amazing because in a way you are checking and you are sort of taking permission and the consent that I'm fine, I'm ready to do this. Not only physically being there because you have to be, but as well mentally and emotionally. Is that so, Murty? That's the way I understood this question of are we okay to go on with the meeting?
Yeah. So we have our monthly safety bulletins also, and based on
Mhm.
the topics which are emerging, and we have our regular India communications sharing with
Mhm.
the team like to promote awareness what's going on, and as well as we need to keep our people positive mindset and approach amongst all the employees. The way
Mhm.
which I said, like the way we grown up in the company,
Mhm.
like come to the office, the way which you are committing to the office, same way we are expect you to go home safely and happily with a smiley face.
That's awesome.
So, but
So
still we are
that was
practicing it.
exactly I wanted to mention, like, how do you carry this spirit where mental health is a priority? How do everybody carry that spirit at home? Uh, so does that uh, go along with the person? Is that carried on forward to the family?
If you ask me like that, the way which I committed. So when I return home, immediately my who are the family members sitting inside? How's the day today yours?
That's good. So, Aruna, just coming to you, we can see how key and how important is the environment at workplace. So the way how we spend more time at corporate rather than at home, isn't it? That energy, that culture, that priority, that vision that is created in your corporate, we sort of carry it in at home, and for good or for bad, that's how we influence. So as leaders, I mean, you have a huge duty and responsibility to keep this on. And in one of the training with, I was in another company and I had a skeptical leader in front of me and said, like, what other companies are doing? Are they really investing on that? I said, what's the benefit? I said, one thing I'm saying, I don't want to sell here about you have more productivity, you have more. I said, when you educate public, when you educate your team in mental health, they for sure will value and will remember because you have invested first on their personal life and then on the work life. They will remember this. So it's doing good in a long term, not just for because I need to have this to be more productive, to have much more better business. So, how do you feel being in that position as a leader, keeping the torch? of this conversation.
So as you rightly said, it's not just, it's a long-term thing. It's not
Yes.
just you do one project and it's all over. So I feel, I would say, very satisfied. I have some of the employees. I think the kind of trust that is developed, I still remember some of the employees calling me even after 10 p.m. in the night. They were in a difficult situation, and that
Yeah.
person calls me and they want to discuss with me. I have some personal issue I would like to discuss. And at providing that support, it brings, I think, such a sense of satisfaction. It's not just being a manager in the office, like just focusing on deliverables, but there are other people who can confide in you, and I can offer help. And they trust me for this. So it's a that's beyond your, even your day-to-day, your routine job.
Absolutely.
So it gives us a sense of, I would say, pleasure, satisfaction, when someone approaches me and they feel that I am in that position, or I can offer them support.
Support, yeah.
So that's where that's a long-term value I think I can carry.
Long-term.
I still have friends from my earlier organization, or people who have left the company, and they still call me
I see.
if they are in distress or difficult situations. So that's where I feel I have earned my, my value or my relationships. It's not just office; it's beyond that, where I can help people. So I want to live that. I think that carries, I think, long throughout your life, when you have people around the entire globe and they can approach you for anything. I think that's where I think I did my part. So
Lovely.
so
That's great to hear. So, any closing remark to other leaders that are maybe listening and would like to take few things from the Bechtel experience? Anything that you'd love to mention as it's worth investing, or is something that it's good to do, so that other companies as well may involve it, or maybe try and experience or practice such practical things that you are mentioning here. Such a closer remark on this. To
take
both
care of.
Murty and Aruna. Yes, to
Yeah.
both of
Yeah, so I would say take care of your people. I think anything time invested or with your employees, team members, I think it's precious. It never goes waste. So I think we just take care of your people, and I think the returns are humongous. I think spending time with your employees, there's nothing more than that. So whatever initiatives you do, I think everything will be done if you have a satisfied, happy team working with you. So just take care of them. It doesn't cost anything. I think understanding them, just talking to them, I think it pays a lot. It pays back a lot.
Thank
So
you.
just
And
yeah.
Murty? Thank you, Aruna.
Yeah, that people, like what just now Aruna mentioned, actually we take care of each other and give the chance like for the work-life balance. That's the only the thing I say.
Awesome. Thank you so much. What I take away from all from this conversation, absolutely thank you, Aruna and Murty, was it's so genuine to hear the real activities that you are doing. What I can summarize all this, the focus is on people, and what I hear is the word trust. Once the company has built the trust of its own team in the company, that company takes care of me, cares for me. And definitely the trust is gained, of course, from the leadership going down, but as well among each other, peer-to-peer support. Then I think that we are in a good position to say that, yes, mental health problem will happen, mental illness are going to happen. We cannot stop that, but we are in a good place to support one another. So trust is something that is not easy to build. It needs a lot of investment, and what I could read from and what I could hear is that Bechtel is really investing, continues to invest on that, and that's great to hear. I'll just close it with a small quote which says, "A good leader takes a little more than his share of the blame, and a little less than his share of the credit." And that's what we are here today to accept, acknowledge the reality when it comes to mental health, the need for being there as leaders to be there when things are not right, to be there and support and provide support, but as well to provide engagement and acknowledgement to our people that work with us tirelessly and every day. Construction engineering companies are not an easy site to be. As large companies as Bechtel, it's not easy to manage and assure everybody. You are listening to everybody, but structures and events like Aruna and Murty mentioned might be a good use to start with and consider for likewise companies that like Bechtel is. So I'd like to thank you again. Thank you so much for being here. I wish everyone at Bechtel a great health, and I wish you great success to Aruna and Murty for being here with me. And to everyone who was with us today, thank you for being and all the best to you. Take care.